I am seriously starting to regret letting y'all pick which figures I review. What's going on, everybody? Champion Productions here, coming back at you with another installment of the magnificent TF Tuesdays. If you don't know what TF Tuesdays here are on the channel, settle down because you're in for a treat. Basically, what I have going on here is I do a random Transformer review every Tuesday, and essentially, I let y'all pick the figure. So after this video drops, you'll be able to find a community poll on my channel, and you can vote for next week's figure, and hopefully the figure you vote for is what everyone else wants to see too, and that is what will wind up on the review table. And y'all wanted to see Ultimate Optimus Prime this week. So yeah, this thing right here, beautiful looking truck mode, but when I tell you, I have a whole ginormous review space here, right? I got my, this is what I use for my Titan class figures, okay? I have one Titan class figure in my collection, and mind you, those things are huge, okay? Hang on, let me, hang on. Right, these are all my Transformers Rise of the Beasts figures, right? This is Energon Unicron, right? And this is the Autobot Arc. Ginormous figure. As you can see, these are all like my other Autobots and stuff that I have laying around and some Legos. But as you can see, this is a giant figure. And this right here is the review space I made for that figure, which, you know, is ginormous. So anyway, this figure was released in 2011 as part of the Dark of the Moon toy line. So yeah, we're going to start things off. We're going to take the trailer. I have a huge reach to kind of deal with here. So we're going to take the trailer, set it off to the side, and we're going to start with Prime himself. Now, Optimus Prime comes in his Peterbilt semi-truck mode that we know from the first 3 Transformers live-action movies. Now, as we can see, honestly, this is a really solid semi-truck. The proportions are a little bit odd at the front. I think this is a little bit wider. Like, the grill and stuff is a little bit wider than what I would like, proportionally speaking. I think it should be a little bit more narrow. But as we can see, there's some nice details captured. You got the Autobot insignia. I love the gold that they use and everything. And then, you know, you got all the flames and stuff. The wheels are pinned off, or pinned off? Yeah. No, they're pinned on. So you can send this guy kind of rolling around. He rolls just fine. So, that's nice. But, yeah, the truck mode's pretty good on its own. There is kind of like this gaping hole right here at the back, which, you know, compared to some figures we spend like 60, 70 bucks on, they have like the entire bed of the truck that's hollow. So, you know, I mean, they did a pretty good job in my opinion. The smokestacks are kind of like this rubberish material, which I find really odd, but I like how they did the smokestacks and everything. But, you know, there's not a whole lot to say here about the truck mode. It's pretty clean on the bottom, you know, not a whole lot of robot kibble. So, I'm going to go ahead and kind of move into Prime's transformation here. So, what we're going to do to kind of start off the transformation is we're just going to take these back fenders here and kind of move them out of the way. Take these pieces here, fold them up, and then collapse these on top. Now, I am not going to go over the articulation for Prime in his robot mode because, quite frankly, it's pretty generic, and, you know, there's nothing too special about it. I mean, this figure came out a little while ago, so, you know, it's not going to have modern articulation or anything like that, but, you know, trying to do this the best that I can while sticking my hands out like infinity in front of my arms. They're getting tired, you know. Okay. Hey. There we go. Can y'all can't see what I'm doing. I apologize. There we go. So, yeah, sorry, I just kind of went mute there for a second. I'm trying to concentrate on the transformation here. I'm almost done, I promise. So this was definitely one of those oddball figures that whenever it's released, like, it's not bad. The core robot mode is fine. Yeah, everything's squared away. So the core robot mode is whatever. It's fine. It's kind of mediocre in its own rights, truth be told. You know, it's not the best. As you can see, obviously, you have the entire front of the cab hanging off the robot mode arms. So, I mean, not entirely movie accurate. Normally, this wheel right here would end up on the leg, but hey, the designers thought about that, and they, like, sculpted in a wheel that's, like, teeny tiny on the ankle, but, you know, at least they went through the process of trying to, do, oh gosh, Lord, okay. At least they, okay. We're going to stop for a second, right? All right. We're going to talk about the lack of heels this thing has, okay? The lack of heels, all right? When a figure does not have heels, he cannot stand. Now, normally, figures that are back-heavy, which this guy is not really all that back-heavy, everything compresses really nicely, actually. Like, I think they did a phenomenal job with the engineering there. But it does not neglect the fact that the figure needs heels, because you go to pose this guy anyway, alright? And this isn't really the best example, because, you know, I've got a very wobbly review space, but getting him to stand in a singular pose is just, it's a nightmare. But anyway, look at all the detail they managed to capture. The silver paint, you know, all the details, the mechanical abs. I mean, he's got a six-pack. Let's be honest, Optimus was jacked in the third Transformers film. I mean, Joker was ripped. But, you know, and the head sculpt, too, for the figure being from 2011, you know, the head sculpt, I'll give him credit where credit's due. You know, it holds its own pretty well. Got the Autobot insignia there on the chest as well. You know, it's a solid little figure. Now, there's a little bit of prepping you have to do for Optimus to get him ready for the whole Ultimate Optimus Prime get up here. So what we're going to do is just literally just angle the feet down. That's it. So Prime's ready to rock and roll. Now, the next part is moving into the trailer. But let's bring in the trailer for a second. So the trailer right here is this big hunk of gray plastic with some blue paint details. I will say, do like the silver Autobot insignia, very well done. All the riveting details really nice, and you got the red Autobot insignia over here. The wheels are pinned on, so he can roll around with Prime on the trailer. Why did I say he? It's a trailer. It's not even an actual character. I don't know. But anyway, you know, come around to the back here, you got the trailer doors, which is really nice. And you actually do get a little bit of gold paint for the, I'm assuming those are the turn lights? I thought the turn lights were up here. You got the braking lights and you have the turn lights. I don't know. I really don't. I know this thing weighs a ton because it does have batteries in it. So it does weigh a significant amount. Alright, now that we've kind of got Prime prepped, we can go ahead and start on the trailer's transformation. Now, this is where y'all are going to have a blast at home watching this. And I'm going to be suffering. And, you know, trying to transform it in person is kind of a challenge in of itself, but doing it behind a camera, just, Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? So we're going to start by removing this giant piece right here, which is where a lot of the weight comes from. So we're just going to yank this off the bottom. Hey! It's going to take me the strength of the good Lord to get me through this review, okay? Alright, so we got that done. We've got this entire cannon, right, done. So, a lot of the weight goes to that. Now, here's where the fun begins, right? So, alright, let's do this. We're going to start by untabbing the bottom of the trailer. There, it's already started. No! Okay. So this is not supposed to disconnect with that. This is supposed to be on its own little joint right here at the top of the trailer. So that goes up, just like so, freeing up that arm. Then we repeat the same process on the other side. And we're going to do that just like so. Kind of disconnect this. It doesn't never hardly do it on this side, but anyway, kind of disconnect that. Bring that in just like so, and we have wings. Yeah, I'm sitting in front of my blinds. It is what it is. Anyway, and then what we're going to do is open up this section right here, kind of pull out the arms. Now this whole assembly right here is going to move out like so. Hopefully y'all can still see. Just like this. And snap into place. Hopefully I did that in the right order, because these wings do not want to stay on. Okay. Mainly the right one here, for whatever reason. The left one usually never pops off. I'm surprised it decided to pop off during this review, and it probably did, just because, you know what, the camera's rolling, so I'm gonna get a little bit of showtime myself, says it. So anyway, let's see what's next. I believe we move to the lower portion of the robot mode here. Yep, we're going to unhinge these pieces right here, kind of move them out the way, and then, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, this whole, here we go, that untabs and moves out, just like so. Make sure that stays tabbed in, not sure why that came untabbed. Okay, there we go. And we are getting there. Gonna kind of angle that up a little bit. And as you can see, this thing's exploding into quite the robot mode. Now we're going to separate the legs. Come on, there we go. And then we're going to, make sure this is focused, angle in the feet, which I'll be honest with you, I've had this figure for a little bit now, and I did not even realize that you're supposed to fold in the toes like that. It wasn't until recently that I figured that out. And you kind of straighten everything out, get it posed the way you want it. And then we take that, fold it down, and here's where Optimus Prime comes into play, right? I'm going to stand up to do this. You kind of just drop, there's a black peg here, or like a connector right here, and right here. I am not joking, I am literally sweating right now. Because my ring lamp is hot, my door is closed, and we've got to open up the shins so we can drop Optimus into the robot mode. There we go. Okay. Then we take Optimus and we drop him in. Just like so. Now the key is to make sure Optimus is seated properly, because it tabs in into his lower torso, for lack of better terms, and into his back. I legit don't know how I'm going to do this with the camera, because I cannot see what I'm doing at all. Okay. Okay, move the legs out the way here, maybe. Okay, I think I got it, guys. I think I got it. Okay, here we go. Then you take the legs, right? And you tab, these are ports on the back of the feet. I'm going to try to rotate it around. Yeah, this little peg hole right here tabs into that tab. So we're just going to take that, kind of bend his knee in some. You're just going to place that in there, straighten out the robot mode leg, and snap that back into place. Oh my word. you ever see a Transformer whip someone's butt on camera? Yeah, you're watching it right now. Okay. Y'all knew what you were doing. Y'all knew what you were doing. Okay. Then you take this whole section here and snap that into place. Kind of make sure these straighten out, which naturally, because I'm filming, doesn't want to. Bingo! Then we gotta get the arms into place. So then, what you do is you take these, kind of have to position them, fold out the robot mode fists, and you just tab these sections into the robot mode fists. And there we go, there's that. Bring that up. Bring this in, and have it into place. That went smooth. 8 brain cells fried later, and we are in Robot Ultimate Optimus Prime mode. Now, I don't know if you can really get a comprehension for scale here, how big this thing is. It is wicked cool, okay? Oh, wait, I forgot one piece. So, my pain and suffering does not stop. Not for this review. Anyway, I'm going to rotate this big old boy back and around. And then we're going to take this section right here. We're going to open this piece up and kind of bring this... Yeah, we're essentially going to tab... Stop making noise! We're going to tab this piece into the top of the backpack, like so. And flip it around. There we go. And that basically will sit on his back for the time being. I don't even know why I sat down. Okay. I'll slide him back some. There we go. Now there we have the complete Ultimate Optimus Prime. Now again, this is a large figure. I don't really have anything for scale. Articulated wise, he's not very articulated. He's mainly just a really cool centerpiece in collection. I will say, this dude looks absolutely awesome. Now, I believe this was meant to be some form of concept art. Given the fact we never really saw Optimus Prime use this in Dark of the Moon, if he did, there would literally be no character that stood a chance against him. However, obviously, this is just a toy. We never see him use this battle mech in the movie, but darn would it be cool if we did. I would love to see that. However, bringing the figure in closer, we can definitely see that there's a lot of cool like details and stuff to be presented here. You know, you've got the trailers on the toes there, you know, the headlight details. The shins are really nicely painted. You got all the detail from the robot mode being carried over with some new details, and then obviously the new mechanized arms that kind of go over the original flames and stuff, but still like expose the original coloring underneath the arms. I really do like that. And then, you know, the chest gets bulked up some, and then you get the shoulder pads. Obviously, Optimus's head stays the same. And then you got these like giant wings, which these fold in for whatever reason. I don't know why. They do. The instructions, I believe, originally said to leave them out like that. So that's how I leave them. But, you know, oops, not what I want. There we go. Articulation-wise, this guy has little to none. Now, the robot mode obviously has knee joints, thigh joints. You kind of saw I was trying to pose him around a little bit. This guy loses a lot of the articulation, so you still retain head articulation. Arms are a little bit more limited due to the new, like, armor. And, I mean, they still get around pretty okay for the most part. Legs have nothing. You have in and out, but that is literally it. And then you have ankle rotation, or not rotation, tilt. That is it for posability. with this guy, and I don't even know if I caught the ankle rotation, which, or not rotation, tilt. It's a tilt, but you know, that's about it as far as articulation goes. Now, all these, like all the wings and stuff, have their own individual joints, so you can kind of move them freely and position them any way you like, which is really cool to stick them up on the shelf, because you walk in and you're like, oh, that's Optimus Prime, but he's like decked out in a giant, almost samurai-esque power-up suit. It's really cool. It's a cool centerpiece, but God bless, it's massive. Okay, I figured I'd try to give you some scale here. Here he is next to the Titan class. Figuring while he's a little bit shorter, the wingspan's just huge. Also, that's Optimus from Dark of the Moon as well. But the wingspan is just massive, and it's very wide, as you can see. It'd be very cool to stick him up on a shelf, but, you know. Now, one thing I really do miss about Dark of the Moon, obviously getting something like this nowadays would run you close to $300, because Hasbro's just gone off the charts with their pricing and stuff. But they wouldn't put this amount of time and effort into like detailing it and everything. And on top of that, they wouldn't include the cool gimmick that this thing has. So the cannon that I attached earlier to his back, make sure this is in frame, flips around. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Okay. It flips around over his head and then around forward. And then you can take his arms and bring them up and have him holding this ginormous blaster. So I'm going to try to angle that up some. There we go. So you can have him holding this absolute behemoth of a blaster. And then it does have lights and sounds. There's two buttons right here and here, and then this main switch here. Oh, and it has LEDs as well, which, again, we never see anymore. Which, let me... There we go. And then if you pull this back, it... And every now and then, I don't know why he's not doing it now. There it is. But, I mean, you know, you get a new little detail. He has, like, this battle helmet that folds over his face, which I'm going to try to do my best to zoom in on that so y'all can see it a little bit clearer. And it's got, like, there we go. It's got some, like, little details on his face, like, screen that kind of shows him like he's targeting something, which I think this is hilarious, dude, because this cannon looks like it would take out 4 city blocks straight, and then he just pulls the I am Optimus Prime line afterwards. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching me suffer trying to do this review for you guys, because this is what you all wanted to see. And, you know, I am literally sweating from being hot, having to hold this behemoth up for the camera, and, you know, just trying to do this review in general. But, hey, it was well worth it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a cool figure, you know, it is a lot of fun, it is cool to mess around with, and it is a cool centerpiece for your collection. But the problem is you have to have shelf space for it, or else it ends up on your floor, just sitting there by your desk like mine did. And it's just, it's something else, it really is. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, be sure to leave a like, be sure to look out for the YouTube poll on next week's TF Tuesday, so you can vote for next Tuesday's review. And until then, I will see you guys in the next video. Farewell.